What's up, guys? Corey here with another episode from Militant Motor Co. Today we're going to be doing our 21 Crf450 that we got. Before I go ahead and tear it down to start the build, I really wanted to get some numbers on the port. Well, on the head work, I'm sorry, because I want to see after we do our head work to it, what type of numbers that we can get out of it compared to the factory motor. And we're also going to hopefully be getting our hands on the Works Edition, so that way we can run our numbers against that as well. But I wanted to really get the numbers, see what this thing's pushing out for 21, see where we can make some improvements on it. It's definitely not as strong as the last motor, which that's kind of what they were going for, because they were too touchy. Even the pro riders are saying it. So they mellowed it down some, but I definitely want to bring some of that back and just clean up the head, clean up the ports, really just get a smoother throttle out of it. So we're going to go ahead and take it now and get this thing dynoed, see what kind of numbers we're running. And then after we do the build, we're going to re-dyno it and see what we can get out of it. Let's check it out. All right, so we're here with Tommy the tuner. Is that what they call you, Tommy?
Tommy Maselli.
Tommy Maselli. So we're here getting ready to get some numbers on this 21 Crf450 here. Got it all strapped down, got it warmed up. Ooh. So we're gonna get some passes, get some numbers to compare to after we get our motor done, and then we'll be back with Tommy again to compare the numbers from today, and then after our head is ported and ready to go. It's running. Alright, so we got our passes here.
Multiple passes. Pull up the last three, let's see. Clear this one out for us.
Last three after it was warmed up.
2, 3. You see a little variation sometimes, maybe the tire could be slipping slightly. But 44 horsepower, 31 pounds of torque, 44 horsepower, 30.64 pounds of torque, and then 44.62, 30.29 pounds of torque.
And these are the real numbers that we're talking about, right?
Yes. These are, you'll see, that 10.9 is where it maxes.
Okay.
And then 7,200 RPM is where it gets its most torque.
What gear is this in?
This is in top gear, fifth gear.
Fifth gear.
This is your horsepower lines here, and then these are your torque readings. So you'll see if the RPM, where it peaks on the torque is different than obviously where your RPM peaks much later in the RPM, in the range of RPM.
Okay. Yeah, so these are the real numbers.
4 horsepower. I don't know if you can.
All right, so we're getting 44 horsepower on this 21 here. I believe it was 2018. They were claiming that they were putting out 50 horsepower from the factory, which is very possible. I never dynoed my 18, but I know this bike is a lot smoother, so they might have tuned it back a little bit. I know people were having issues with just the touchiness of the throttle on these.
Right.
So I know my
change the mode too if you want to try it.
yeah. Well, right now this is aggressive mode, by the way. So I put it in the third one. It's just it ran the smoothest of the three. We haven't flashed the ECU yet or had it reprogrammed. So that was just the best mode that we ran it in. But nah, these are good numbers to go off of, and then we're gonna get it back, get the porting done, get the whole build done, and then we'll be bringing it back once the bike's finished and have some numbers to compare to. Now the only thing is with these numbers, it's not going to be port because we are going to have a Yoshi pipe on there as well, so it's going to give it a little bit extra, but these are some solid numbers to go off of.
These are the raw numbers before we put in the calculation of the temperature. So you'll see it was 46.92 and then 46.66.
Alright, so we got almost 47 horsepower out of raw.
Raw,
okay.
yeah.
But with the calculations, obviously when we come back, temperatures might be different, so...
So then when we go to save the grab, you'll see our last pull was 44.20 and 30.67.
Okay, and that's after I did the calculation.
That's after the calculation. So that's the
Cool.
reason. So when you come back, regardless of what the temperature is, that's still a good baseline.
Okay.
You don't have to say, well, hey, it was really cold out.
Yeah, to try to do it or do it manually.